I thought it was very obvious that they were the most physical football team out there tonight. We had a couple of things go poorly for us that got things started in the wrong direction. Quarterback probably made a mistake trying to lateral the ball to a running back, and it ended up a touchdown, and then we didn't cover a punt. They have a great punt returner. We didn't cover a punt. So things didn't get off the right way, but the real reason they won is because they were better at the line of scrimmage. Their defensive line was better than our offensive line, and in the second half, their offensive line was better than our defensive line. It's a very simple game.
Coach, were you happy with the effort your players gave tonight?
Never happy when you lose.
What's, I guess, like the mood of the offensive line after?
I have no idea. I told them what I thought, and we'll go back to work on Monday.
Based on what you knew about them on film and what you knew about your team, even with a young team on the offensive line especially that was progressing, but were you surprised at the outcomes at the line of scrimmage in any particular ways?
I wasn't surprised because I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. I was surprised on how the game started, though. To this point, we've been pretty good on special teams. Tonight, we were terrible. To this point, we've done a pretty good job at the line of scrimmage to let a good running back have good days. Tonight, we weren't. We weren't good. The offensive line was terrible. And obviously, then our running backs can't do what they need to do. And when you're 14 down early in the game, you have to throw it a little bit more. Now, we made a couple nice throws and catches, if you want anything that was positive. And then I thought the defense played pretty good the first half. And then when we had a little spark at the end, we couldn't stop them on defense. So it was a well-rounded loss.
When you guys have gotten down, like against Houston, you found a way to kind of come back. Were you looking for that this time, and with some adjustments, or was it just nowhere to be found?
Well, the two things that went wrong, I mean, you can come back from that if you can block at the line of scrimmage. I didn't think we blocked at the line of scrimmage the whole night. I mean, obviously, you have to have some positive vibes to get back in the game. And when we couldn't get a first down running the ball, that's not a positive vibe for us. So I didn't see anything. The long pass probably should have sparked us a little bit. It did a little bit, but not enough to make a difference.
Rocky, I know Jeff looks more at the defensive film, for the opposing team than you do, but had you guys seen on stuff on film on them of how strong they were that was concerning given the youth on the offensive line?
Well, no, when you watch the other team on film, you can tell if they've got good players or not. And they do. They have very good players, and they've been playing good defense all year. And they've been hard to run the ball against. They're one of the better run defenses in the country. But when you watch them on film, they don't, they're pretty good, but they don't seem any better than a couple of the other teams we played that we had more success against. So I would say it's a combination of them being good and us having a really bad night.
On their last drive, that kind of the game-clutching touchdown, was your defense, I guess, just kind of tired at that point? Because it looked like you were rotating a lot of guys. Maybe it was just they were moving at a fast pace. What was kind of going on the last drive?
No, we were trying to get some fresh bodies in there. Yeah. But they were obviously blocking us better at that point in the game than they did earlier.
You guys have been on the positive side of the turnover battle so much this year. How big was that tonight, not being on that positive side?
Well, the last 2 weeks we haven't been on the positive side of the turnover deal. So tonight I thought that was probably the biggest play in the game. I mean, every once in a while you give up a touchdown on special teams and you can overcome a one-touchdown deal, but then when you lateral ball and they pick it up and run for an uncontested touchdown, that kind of puts the momentum into swing. And it's hard to break the momentum and get things going the other way, especially if you can't move the ball on offense.
It's a tough field position back battle for you guys.
Yeah, we were backed up. We were backed up the whole time. But when you're backed up, you got to get a few first downs so you can punt the ball and back them up. But they were stronger at the line of scrimmage, and we weren't able to get any first downs.
Given the ranking and the bigger picture stuff, not just in the one game mode, but in the ranking, the history, you get nearly 50,000 announced, and Christian said earlier that one of the goals was to try to go unbeaten as a team. Does this, I don't know if this will make sense, but does this feel like more than one loss in the middle of the season, or not?
I don't think so. And all that other speculation was by everybody but us. You know, obviously we're disappointed we lost. And every team in America goes into their schedule hoping to win every game. They do. I mean, I do that every year. I hope that we're going to win every game when we start the season. I hope we're going to win every game. And I've said this 1,000 times, but I'll say it one more time. There wasn't one team in Division I football that went undefeated last year. Not one. So the chances of that happening aren't very good. So you realize that along the way, there's a chance you're going to stumble and have a bad night and lose the game. Even though you don't want to, and even though you prepare and try really hard not to. I mean, I think I saw 4 or 5 top 20 or 25 teams this weekend lose. I saw 2 on Friday night. Last year's national champs lost. I mean, that's the way the game is. The only way you win every game is you have to be physically dominant. And I don't see there's a physically dominant team out there, especially if there's injuries involved.
During the first half, there's, I think, punting more often than not. But there's one drive, I think you ran 10 plays. That was like your only positive drive the entire first half. Ended with the Warring, the drop pass over the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Just for defense, when you're preparing like the players at halftime, does it get in their head when they're thinking the offense isn't really helping us out at this point?
No, I don't think that's how however coaches handle that. I mean, you're supposed to be a team. You're supposed to make, if your offense is struggling, you're supposed to make a spark on special teams. And the defense is supposed to keep it close enough that if the offense gets going, you have a chance to win. It's the same on the other side. If the defense can't stop them, that means the offense got to score a bunch of points. So the attitude about calling plays changes and that sort of thing. The attitude on defense changes. You know, we gave up some decent runs tonight because we were taking chances trying to cause a fumble. You know, you stump people and blitz people, and if they don't get home, it's a pretty good run. But if you happen to hit them at the handoff, maybe you cause a fumble and maybe you get a little momentum going your way. So when games start going one way or the other, you change how you call your offense and defense to try to get back in the game. Sometimes that means you get beat worse, but that's better than just giving in and not trying to win.
So the whole going for the fumble thing, was that kind of apparent to you during that scoring drive, the last scoring drive for Boise?
No, I thought they dominated the line of scrimmage in that last drive.
That was just that.
Yeah, I thought they played better at the line of scrimmage the whole game. It's funny how the team that plays best at the line of scrimmage usually wins. Not every time, but most of the time they win.
You guys were finding ways to win before when you weren't at your best. How do you think this loss resonates with the team going forward?
I hope it bothers the hell out of them. I hope they're disappointed, sad, upset. I hope they have all those emotions, because I do. And then if you're a good competitor, that just fuels the fire, and you come back to try to get better and not let it happen again. If you're not a competitor, you give up.
As much as like the blocking overall just kind of disappointed you, there's part of it, it's just injury related. Nick Bawden, he can't really completely block. And then Ryan Pope, I don't think he started, but he came in later, and he has the club on his
Oh, I think that a lot of it has to do with injuries, but that's an excuse. We don't make excuses.
Ryan Pope didn't start, though. He was at...
No, Joe Salcido started.
Right, so
Yeah.
did Salcido get hurt, too? Or?
No. He was having a bad night, so we tried somebody else.